Hey, sis. I have to give a big shout out to my podcast listeners for giving me some amazing 5-star ratings. So thank you so much. I noticed them today and right before I went to hit record, and it totally made me so happy. So if you are listening to this podcast and you're really loving it, just know that it really warms my heart when you leave a 5-star rating. So please do so. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can even record a review. So that would be so awesome to hear exactly how it's impacting you. And I would appreciate it so much. Just give me all the 5-star ratings and reviews that you want. Let them keep coming in. And the other thing too is it really helps other people find my podcast. So if it's helping you, leave a review. It will help others too. Today, I thought I'd continue the information that I was giving last week about dating app profiles. Now, when I told you last week was that I went from Clueless to Captivating, and all of a sudden, my dating app journey changed 100%, and I met my now husband Caleb on OkCupid. Well, I didn't go into too much detail of how my cluelessness changed to captivating. So that's what I'm going to do this week. In fact, for this week and next week, I'm going to be talking specifically about dating apps. This week, I'm going to talk to you about how to create a captivating profile. And next week, I'm going to talk to you about how to have captivating conversations. So I know you're going to want to tune in next week because it's all just incredible, juicy goodness. And it's just my delight to share with you some of what my clients get every single day from me. This is just a tiny glimpse into the world of what it's like coaching with Michelle Joyner. So, all right, let's talk about profiles, right? Like, I will tell you that what I hear from guys, and in particular, Caleb, who was on dating apps for a while, is that the profiles are not great. Like the guys will tell me the profiles that they're looking at are not great. And I'm going to tell you some things that you want to avoid and some things that you can actually put into place. So you're going to get both things. You're going to get both help here. These are actual gems that will give you a quick win today. All right. So the first thing I would say is a no-no, like something to avoid are lists. Like my favorite thing to do is cook and read and go for walks and to be with my dog and to be with my family. Like that's just a long list of boredom. Like I'm telling you, anytime you use lists, you're inviting boredom into your profile. It is not compelling. It is not engaging. It does not paint a picture in my mind of who you are. It just becomes this laundry list or a grocery list of random facts about you. And it's just not compelling. Now, all the things that I mentioned about cooking and going for walks and reading and spending time with family, if you look at them individually, they're awesome and they're something that's desirable that a man might see like, "Oh, I like that about her." But when you put them together in a list, each one of them loses its significance. So that's why you don't want to use lists. Second thing that you don't want to use is any kind of negative talk. Like, don't write me if you don't love the Lord. Like, or don't write me if you don't like dogs. Like anything like that. Like it's just really negative and I mean, like, it's possible that a guy might overlook it, but it really just sets the wrong tone for your profile. And it just makes you seem like demanding and high maintenance. And we really just want to avoid that. Like, we want to avoid all friction. Like, we want a guy to come to your profile and feel warm inside, feel totally attracted, feel excited to like hit that send button and write you a really cool, nice message. Okay. So let me actually, now that I've told you a couple of things that I want you to avoid, I'm going to tell you some things that actually I want you to do instead. So remember how I said that the list causes the things that you're describing to lose significance? Well, the thing that makes the what you're describing stand out is a story. When you are telling a story about yourself, when you are telling a story about the guy that you're hoping to draw into your life, it just it's very it's very persuasive and inviting and compelling. And what we want is for the guy of our dreams to see our profile and be compelled and inspired by our profile. We want him to be compelled to send us a message, get our phone number, take us out on a date, get us into a relationship, like all of that. Like all of those next steps are set in motion by your dating profile. Literally, your profile sets the stage for everything coming in the relationship. That's why it's so important to write it in a compelling way because it is the momentum that's going to send you into a relationship, right? So you wanted to tell a story. And for me, what I really love is when the story is kind of like unique and like almost like a role playing, right? We talk about like role playing in marriage all the time and how it's like very enticing and sexy. Well, you can kind of do that here too. Like you don't need to be like inappropriate or immodest in any way, but you can tell a fun story where there are characters. So for instance, I started out my profile. Hello, Agent Handsome. Your mission is to read my profile till the end before I vanish forever. Right? You see how I'm setting the stage for a story? He's Agent Handsome. He has a mission. And we're in this story together like Mission Impossible. And now we've embarked on this very fun journey. And like not only is it fun, but it's also completely setting me apart from the other women's profiles that he's reading, right? And so that Mission Impossible theme was carried all throughout my profile. All right. So I want you to do that. Like make sure your profile kind of tells a story. It has like a cohesiveness to it and an imagination to it. Like I've had other clients write profiles like with a theme of like board games, and she had like these like references to Sorry and Trouble and like Monopoly and Payday, and she had all these references to these games that she plays all throughout her profile. I've had people use references relating to travel, people who really like to travel. So, like, hello, my fellow traveler, world traveler, and just like the theme is totally up to you. I've heard so many fun stories from my clients, and we work together until we create like a fun story telling profile. All right, so that's the first one. All right. Now, when you are telling him about who you're looking for. Like when you're in the section of the profile that is who you are looking for. And yes, that needs to be there. If you have a profile right now that isn't saying who you are looking for, your profile is not going to work. You need to have a clear statement of the man that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And for that, like, I want to tell you that that should be a story as well. He needs to be a part of your story. Like, he needs to be the hero of your story. So when you're writing about him, I want you to write not from a discouraged or bitter point of view. I want you to write as though you giving him something to be inspired by, or someone who finally recognizes his worth and his his accomplishments. So you're writing like you're telling him like you're probably the type of guy who's a leader in your church. You're probably the type of guy who wants to be a leader in your home. You're the type of guy I'm looking for. And you write this story and you don't say another list of qualities that you're looking for. You're giving specific examples and like painting a picture of who he is to you in a way that inspires him and gives him something to attain to. And like also something to feel proud of. Like it's almost as though you're writing to him and letting him know how much you appreciate him. Like he's already the hero of your story. So write the profile with him in mind and talking about what you're looking for in a guy in a way that's complimentary and appreciative. And it'll be so attractive. Like you will literally attract the guy you want, and all the other guys will read it and be like, "Oh, I'm not what she's looking for." Like that is how powerful this can be. I also want you to be cute and flirty and funny and playful and all those things that you hear me talk about with siren energy. You can put that in your profile. Like as he's reading your profile, he should feel like you're flirting with him. He should feel like the flirtation has already begun. And then lastly, do please talk about your faith. Talk about what makes your faith powerful and why faith is important to you. Talk about how you worship. Talk about how you love the Bible. You can even put scripture passages in. Like I remember when I was dating online, I used to like do keyword searches for scripture passages. So yeah, you can say I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. I'm the Proverbs 31 woman that you've been looking for. Another person said, um, I am your helpmate. I desire to be your helpmate. I am the rib. I am the rib that I forget how she put it. Um, something about Adam and how Eve came from a rib that God took from Adam. Like she incorporated that in her profile. It was just so cool. And so, yes, do talk about your faith, talk about scripture, talk about your church, talk about praise and worship. Tell them you're on the praise and worship team and you love to worship, and that on your days when you're discouraged, you listen to, I don't know, Avalon, and like say those things that will help him like latch on and be like, oh, she's like me. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Oh, she sounds godly. The kind of guy that you're looking for is going to see that and feel relieved, and he will not be able to wait to send you a message and to talk to you. So you want in your profile for him to get to know you and to get to see you as cute and flirty and funny and playful. You want him to have like an experience as he's reading your profile because he's going to be reading this really engaging story. And you want him to feel like he's the hero that you've wanted your whole life. Like he literally is the one for you. Sound good? Now, as you can tell, I am very excited about this. I am very animated. And that's because, like, this is my mission. This is my mission to help you find your person. And this is how I found my person. And I can tell you that, I love giving content. I love serving. I love doing podcasts and like collecting all my information and wisdom and sharing it with you. But here's the thing, I know that your greatest source of transformation isn't through podcasts. Your greatest source of transformation is to work with me as a coaching client. And that is why I am so excited to announce that I have one last sisterhood starting this year. It's the last one of this year. There are no more after this year, no more in 2024. And I want you to join. So the way that you do that is to send me an email, michelle@thechristiandatingcoach.com, or go to my website, thechristiandatingcoach.com, and book a call. And these calls are so awesome. Like, I literally listen to you talk about your love life. And in that one call, I can tell you the one reason that's keeping you stuck in your love life, the one reason that's keeping you single. So, even if for some crazy reason you're not a good fit for the sisterhood, you're still going to get a ton of value out of coming to this consult call. So, I want you to go book a call right now. There's not a lot of calls. So if you are putting it off for some reason, don't put it off any longer. Go book a call and let's get you married, sis.